And Jeff, winning wit. What is winning wit?
What is winning wit?
Tell me a little bit about wit.
A little bit about. If I got to tell you a little bit about wit, we have a long way to go tonight, my friend. Well, I want to thank you all for coming out, and I want to say it's an honor to be here tonight. You know, one guy and three women. I'm not sure if this is a panel or a wine tasting, but my company. So my company, Winning Wit, in one quick nutshell, quick show of hands or hoot and holler, whatever you want to do. How many of you have seen the Comedy Central Roasts?
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Justin Bieber.
Bieber? Anybody else?
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. Oh, Flavor Flav. All right. Anybody else?
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Okay. Excellent. How many of you ever thought, you know, it'd be fun to do this event for my grandmother, for my grandfather, for my boss, for my ex-wife? That's what we do. We're a team of comedians throughout DC, New York, and all throughout North America that bring Comedy Central and Dean Martin style roasts to your private events. And how many of you have ever been a best man, maid of honor, or father of the bride at a wedding?
Yeah.
How was the speech?
Great.
Amazing, right? Did you bring down the house?
Amazingly quick.
Amazingly quick. And I'm sure they were all grateful for it. What we do is we help those folks in weddings write and deliver the best speeches of their lives. Essentially, Winning Wit makes everyday people into the stars of their show at any conceivable event you can imagine. So we try to be on the cutting edge of all kinds of event entertainment. And as you can imagine, we've seen a lot over the past few years.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Appreciate that. So, you know, probably has a lot to say about live meetings and events and how wit actually plays and creativity plays into those events.
Well, Jack and I can only speak for myself, but I'd rather enjoy events in my skivvies.
That's what it takes for your roast. Go for it.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting, to your point about, you know, the millennial generation, and one thing we're living in the age of right now is the great narcissist generation. Nobody wants to admit it, but it's true. It's not just the guy in 1600 Pennsylvania. Everybody has a little taste of that somehow. You see it in the selfies and the videos and this and that. What we're seeing right now, particularly in the entertainment segment of it, is everybody wants to be the star of the show. And people are going to break the bank and crush the budget if they can do something that'll set them apart from their competition. You know, we worked for Interstate Hotels this past year. We helped them do a whole big program at their conference. And why did they do that? It wasn't within their budget, but they said, we want to crush Marriott. How do we crush Marriott? We're coming out there and putting on a big show that they had never done before. So it's the same idea, that everybody wants to take that next step. And on a macro level, budgets really aren't the same, you know, holy grail that they used to be. People will go one step further than what the budget allows. If it means we're going to have this on Facebook, we're going to have this on LinkedIn, we're going to have this everywhere, and show them that we are the stars. We are the ones.
It's a great point. I mean, the creativity aspect of wanting to be the star, I think we've all seen that in a lot of our meetings and events. So why don't we talk about how some of the trends are affecting execution of events? Because we're all in here, we know what the day-to-day is like, we know that we have to do certain things to make the execution of the event happen. So what are some of the trends that are changing the way that you execute day-to-day? You want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. A lot of that comes down to what do people envision? What are they looking at in terms of what's going to be fun? What's going to be interesting? What do I want to step into? What's going to be an immersive, incredible experience? It's like my good friend over here, he designs events. He designs incredible events. And more people need to start doing that, because this is the question they ask themselves. How do we actually step into an event that's going to light us on fire? That's going to just bring down the entire house. So the execution comes down to who can do this, who can do this, who can do this, and who can do that. That'll make sure this immersive experience, this fun experience from A to Z can actually happen. And then this is where the referral network is really critical. And all of you out here tonight are a major part of this. It comes down to who do you trust? When somebody says, I need flowers, who do you actually trust to deliver a killer floral arrangement? We're not talking the one rose you put out on a date. We're talking about a floral arrangement people are going to be actually discussing for the next 5 years. We talk about this event. It all comes out of that personalized networks. And that's what we're really seeing as what's kind of moving the needle within the industry on it. Craziest thing. Well, when people go off script and they decide, you know what, I don't need the comedians. I got this. We did an event last year. It was an IP law firm out in Sacramento. And one of the gentlemen decided, I want to get fired this weekend. It's true. And apparently, according to his clause, he would get a $500,000 buyout if he got fired. If he got fired for any reason other than losing the firm money. So we did a roast for the senior founding partner, and he gets up there. Now, the founding partner was having a little dalliance with one of the paralegals. It was the worst kept secret. So he gets up there, and he's 5 scotches deep. And he looks out, and he said, Phil, I just want to say it's a great honor to be here, and it's so exciting. Like, your family's here, and your friends are here, and your special friend is here.
Oh, yeah.
That's fabulous.
It was incredible.
Fireworks, I'm sure.
Fireworks. And he got fired, and a week later, he sends me an email from Barcelona thanking me for putting on the event, having the time of his life.
There's the thing.
So when people go off script, be very careful, cut the power, cut the mic, move on to the next segment immediately.
What about you? A conversation about that?
Yeah, well, first I want to say, Jacqueline, I love the idea of children's games at an event. I'm just picturing right now a room full of accounting executives playing Kill the Man with the Ball. The idea of immersiveness is really taken off right now. And think about all the people you see that go to different kinds of events all the time. Think about the selfies they're taking with all the hashtags about the events that are happening. Think about the live videos they're taking with them and the event in the background. What are they really showcasing? The entertainment, the event, or them at the event? So it all comes back to that idea of everybody wants to be the star, even if they're just an attendee. How do you make an event where everybody feels like they are the centerpiece of that event? By continuing to move in that direction, you're going to engage more people and have events that people are just going nuts over and be talking about forever.
You know, last